There's just cables everywhere. Oh, man. Right. Okay, well, welcome to the Blues Box, our first full episode of the Blues Box, if all goes well.
Well.
Because the first take didn't go quite so well.
Somebody forgot to switch the camera on.
So we're back for episode 1.A. Funnily enough, we're called the Blues Box. It really is all about the blues, but it's from a guitarist's point of view. However, we're going to be spreading our wings out a little bit on that front. We're going to be looking at some other stuff, such as general chat, interviews with people, maybe guest interviews. So there'll be musicians. We're hoping for like event managers and what else might we have? Sound engineers.
Yeah.
Drummer? Would we ever have a drummer? It's a scary
yes, of course we would.
Okay, but we're going to just chat to people, blues related really, and their sort of career in the blues or their love of the blues. And that's what this is all about. But we'll come up with lots of sort of short tutorials. There's going to be hints and tips, gear reviews, how to do stuff with gear, and how to look after your gear.
You can do that bit.
Yeah? Okay. So just ideas and general things. And of course, we want to get you guys involved as to what you want out of it as well. If you're into the blues, what motivates you, what you'd like to see us do, maybe an artist you'd like to see us cover, what makes that artist interesting and good, whatever we can think of, really. This is the Blues Box. It's a wooden box sat in my garden, which is like a posh shed. So this is going to be where we do our videos from. We're going to do episodes generally, and then we'll probably split up some smaller episodes of, or not episodes, but bite-sized chunks of lessons. So you can just take what you want, really, from each one. That's the idea. Myself and Steve, we've played for years. We've known each other probably too long.
Definitely
I think
too long.
It's now
way
into
too
that
long.
area, isn't it? And, you're insufferably keen, shall we say, musically. I'm possibly insufferably lazy with what I do. You're a pro guitarist. I am not a pro guitarist. I do it because I enjoy it. I've always liked music, and the guitar was a way into that, really, for me. You are a technophobe.
Self-confessed technophobe.
Although I am impressed, you've got
I actually have two pedals
on
today.
the floor now.
One of them is a tuning pedal, but
and connected with good cables as well, Steve, rather than something out of a Kellogg's packet.
I thought I'd splash out for the first episode.
You wouldn't believe. But you're going to show me some different styles as well. I'm going to get exasperated. You teach me too much.
I'm going to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I think I can definitely guarantee a bit of that for myself. So who are we going to look at today in terms of a musical style?
Well, I think blues is in a pretty good place at the moment.
I've heard this.
A lot of very, very good guitar players out there, good artists. Kirk Fletcher, homegrown. You've got Matt Schofield, Chris Buck.
Okay.
Kind of blues influenced artists I love, like Tedeschi Trucks Band, Marcus King Band. But today we decided to start with an easy one.
Yes, we've gone super easy.
With a guy called Josh Smith. Who is a brilliant recording artist, a session player, probably the best blues guitarist I've flat out seen in my life.
Really? You rate him that highly?
Terrifyingly good.
Yeah.
Really not quite sure. I'm already getting a sweat on the fact
that's who you've chosen for the very first episode.
Yeah, so,
right. So I'm going to say we're doing an impression.
We are definitely not claiming that this is as good as Josh Smith. Right. I want that put out there straight away.
Yeah. Okay.
But, go on.
No, I was just going to say... I thought we were going to play something, aren't we? Because you gave me some chords to learn and do, and structure, and
which saddens me after 20 years. I had to give you chords to learn, but there you go.
Yeah, well, busy man, got things to do. Got to have things to do.
Connecting all your pedals together.
Correct. Yes, polishing things. And I think maybe afterwards you have a little chat about what makes his style quite so unique.
Yeah.
As well. So do you want to launch into playing it first, or do you want to give a little bit of an intro to?
Yeah, well, we're going to play with just a basic shuffle in A. And the thing that stands out about Josh Smith is how he connects the chords together. Okay. So we can talk a little bit about that after.
You mentioned that before about playing through the
changes or playing the changes. Which sounds very jazzy, which it is. But it's not incredibly complicated to get that into your blues playing.
All right, well, let's have a little bash of that and see how that goes, and then maybe just chat about the points within it that make it kind of unique. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
of that.
All right, yeah. So what aspects of that, I mean, what I do, you hear a lot, you mentioned earlier about, you play a chord and then you do a little bit of a solo. Yeah. That's just constantly rotating and constantly going. What about it is the Josh Smith thing and the thing that you're saying about playing through the changes and leading to the next chord? Yeah,
so it is that point of leading you into a chord rather than waiting for the chord to change, which kind of when you first start soloing and playing the blues, you can kind of tend to wait for a chord and then wait for the next chord.
Absolutely,
and play. So it's devices you use to do that, I guess. So if I'm changing from the first chord here, the A chord, to the D, so... which has told you that chord's changed.
Yeah, it's emphasising that, isn't it? It's bringing that in.
Yeah, great Matt Schofield lick that takes you back. So you can kind of hear that there, yeah. So it can be complicated or it can be really simple. There's ways of doing it. Yeah. So you don't have to be scared of it when you first try and get this into your playing. But I heard Josh Smith talking about the fact that when he's playing, all he's thinking is what chord's coming next.
That chord, where it's going.
Yeah, and he's going to show you that chord change in his playing.
So we'll put up a few sort of little licks and stuff with the camera on the fretboard, because obviously you can't really see what you're doing here. You can hear it, and that's what it's all about, though, isn't it? It's about that feel. It's about the right note at the right time. So we'll pop up a couple of shorter bits, and you can go in and to take what you want from that as well. I mean, I suppose it's a bit like, for me, as I said, I can hear like big band in that. Yeah. You know, where you get the sort of brass sections would build up to the next bit or down, or they take you around a corner to the next chord.
Yeah, which I think is a lot of that. A lot of the time in blues, we're just using a pentatonic scale, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's just a little extra. Little bits that aren't in the pentatonic scale. But saying that, you can listen to great players. I was listening to Jimmy Vaughan earlier with the Fabulous Thunderbirds, and he was doing exactly the same thing and didn't go out of his pentatonic scale.
That's interesting. So it doesn't have to be like freaky difficult.
No, it doesn't, no.
And thinking about, will this note fit into this progression? And
like you said, note choice and feel is everything.
It's about using your ears again, isn't it? Which is something we've talked about a lot with, whether it's with gear, with amplifiers and things, it's just to use your ears. Now, you can do that from a sound quality point of view, but also, as you said then, where's the music going musically? What's happening next? And giving people like that indication of where you're going, isn't it?
Yeah, and it can get, I find trying to do it myself, sometimes I can get a bit busy with it when it's too much. And you listen to great players, again, the Matt Schofields, people like that. It's the balance between still showing you B.B. King and all of those guys, but then adding this stuff in there as well. Okay. So it's fun to learn it. All right. It's a challenge, but it's fun.
All right. It's probably knowing when not to do things as well, isn't 100%. It? As much as when to do things.
Exactly that.
That's brilliant. All right, well, we'll record a few close-ups of different ideas, and we'll put those out there as well. Brilliant.
Great.
Well, believe it or not, Steve, that's the first episode of the Blues Box.
If you switch the camera on.
If I've switched the camera on this time, which I'm pretty sure I have. But as soon as you've left everything to me, Stephen, the entire, studio setup, but at least, you're bringing some knowledge with you.
Probably wise if we don't want it to burn down.
Okay, all right. Okay. So great. Thank you very much for joining us for the first episode. Apparently this is where you say, would you subscribe? Please subscribe. Just leave some comments. A lot of people say, smash that button now, and I can't say that. So just, subscribe. You'll get the next episode through, and those bite-sized pieces will come through. And that'll be great, and we'd really appreciate that. We can't do more than say thank you to that. But if you'd like to comment, maybe just sort of, you can even ask some questions there. Maybe they can get rolled into future episodes as well. Yeah, that'll be quite nice.
If there's somebody you want us to take a look at, let us know.
Absolutely, that'll be really good. I'll be handing that across to you, obviously. I'll just say hello. The only thing is, we would say, YouTube is a very special place for comments, and we know what comments get like on YouTube. So we just like to try and keep it up building if we can. And now I've said that, it won't be. But I think it's just, we're never going to have on this channel, the 10 worst guitar players or the 10 most embarrassing situations, because it's really about the love of something. I think if you love something like that, it's all about keep looking for those positives, keep trying to find what you want from it, what's going to progress your playing and make you a better player, really. So it starts there, doesn't it? So brilliant. As I said, please subscribe, and we'll see you again at the Blues Box hopefully next time. Many thanks.